That is a real healthcare issue we're going to have to tackle, I think, because the genetic therapy, this time using a viral vector for spinal muscular atrophy, I believe that can be given as a one-off therapy, because the viral vector carrying the genetic message means that it can last a long time. But it was kind of more than $1 million per person, I think, and it has been used within the NHS, but in quite a small number of patients. Fortunately for SMA, other treatments have also come forward beyond Zolgensma, which is the viral vector genetic therapy. So we have Spinraza and nusinersen now that are also effective. So it's a challenge. These are expensive therapies to develop, expensive clinical trials to do. And I guess the pharmaceutical company feel they have to cover their costs. We haven't tackled yet what Tofersen might cost in the UK. But I think we've got to keep going. Multiple sclerosis is a good example. There are now probably 12 or 13 disease-modifying therapies for MS. They were all very expensive at the start, but they've got approved, and sometimes you can get them approved through the NHS in the UK if you're continuing to collect data from the patients and build up confidence that this really is an effective therapy. So we're waiting for NICE to give their opinion about this. At the moment, they're directing it down the wrong pathway for consideration. It should be a highly specialized treatment approach, because SOD1 patients are only 2% of MND cases, so there will be 100 patients or less in the UK with that particular variant. But we need, and I think some of our MND clinical study group members are going to meet with NICE, I think either later this week or early next week, to discuss that in more detail. But it is a challenge. How do you... I think it's a challenge with a lot of new therapies, really, cost effectiveness and how can we afford it within our NHS system. So I think we have to just take each one on a case-by-case basis and try and persuade the powers that be that it is worth doing. And I think we really have to push for MND. I think it's the most cruel disease in medicine. And, we've had so many expensive cancer therapies be approved. I think we need to push very hard for this one to come through.